been called a test of America's moral convictions. What will we do for the Iraqis who have worked for the U.S. and now fear they will be left behind to be hunted by insurgents? Tens of thousands of Iraqis have worked for the U.S. as drivers and translators, for example. Many of these people are now running for their lives. Tonight, we focus on one young American who was on a quest to save the Iraqis who believed in America the most. These people are marked for death. We have blurred their faces to protect them. They are Iraqis who worked for the U.S. and then got letters like these. You are enemies of God. We will cut off your heads. All of them are now pinning their hopes on Kirk Johnson, who is trying to get them to America.
This is urgent. This isn't, let's have a meeting once a month to discuss how we're going to address this issue. This is get them on a plane and save them.
Johnson spent a year in Iraq for the U.S. government, and when he got home, he was contacted by some former Iraqi colleagues looking for help. People like Ibrahim, who had fled to Egypt after getting a death threat.
Every day I wake up, I ask my God why I'm still alive.
We would not have functioned without these people. And they risk their lives every single day just to come and help us.
Johnson went to his congressman to get help, and then he went to the State Department, but he got nowhere. In frustration, he wrote opinion pieces in several major newspapers. After that, he was contacted by scores of other Iraqis who had worked for the U.S. and were now on the run. Many had been tortured or raped or had family members killed or kidnapped.
How are your spirits? Are they better?
So began what Johnson calls the saddest list in the world. It now has more than 500 names, and Johnson is hearing from more desperate Iraqis almost every day. The list has gotten attention from the media, from congressmen and senators, but not a single person from the list, not Ibrahim, not anyone else, has been let into this country. Johnson and others say the problem is politics.
If the president were to help these Iraqis, it would look as though he's making some admission of failure on the part of the war, that if the only place left for these Iraqis is the United States, then things aren't going so well.
I really reject that.
Ellen Sauerbrey is the State Department official in charge of refugees, including those from Iraq.
There has been no constraint placed on us by the administration. The administration has been fully supportive.
But only a handful of Iraqis have been admitted to the U.S. this year. By contrast, after the Vietnam War, the U.S. resettled 140,000 refugees in just 4 months.
At that time, we did not have the security process that has been put in place after 9/11. It's a different world that we live in today. We are doing everything that we can.
But Sauerbrey had not even heard of Johnson's list when we asked her about it. Why haven't these people been addressed?
If Kirk Johnson has a list, I wish he'd give it to us.
He has.
If we have a list, if we have any such list, I've not seen it.
So you're saying Kirk's list, which has sort of gotten all of this publicity, you don't have it?
I don't have Kirk's list.
Later, Sauerbrey's office called to say that they do, in fact, have the list and that she had not been properly briefed.
It either means that she doesn't care about this issue or she's just completely not at the helm of her own bureau.
Kirk Johnson says the real national security issue here is what message this crisis will send to anyone in the Middle East who is thinking about helping the U.S. ever again.
The region is going to watch how we handle those who helped us. And this just, I think, gets back to something that's very basic and to our core values about America, that we don't abandon those who help us.
Every Sunday for the next few weeks, we're going to examine what obligation, if any, the U.S. has to the estimated 4 million Iraqi refugees. You can see all of our reports and get more information on Kirk Johnson's list project at our website, abcnews.com/theagenda. We also want to hear from you. You can send us your comments and your story ideas. Also at our website, you can find our earlier series, The Uncovered, about the 9 million children in this country who have no health insurance. We do have an update on that crisis. On Friday, a Senate committee forged a bipartisan plan to substantially increase funds for children's health insurance. But yesterday, the White House said it would veto that plan. When we come back, say goodbye to low-cost getaways, a travel update.